The ultimate challenge. How much profit can you achieve with only $160 starting budget only via dropshipping? That's what I want to find out. And I'm here to walk the walk. That's just a reference from a few videos ago if you haven't seen it yet. So a few videos ago, I introduced my strategical approach, how I would approach a minimal initial investment of only $160, how I would actually go about dropshipping with this small initial investment. And if you didn't see that video yet, I highly recommend you check it out. A few video goes, I broke down my strategical approach of only this small initial investment of, in our case, $160, how I would approach dropshipping with only this small amount. As usually I recommend people not to get into dropshipping with under $500, as I don't believe it's really plausible for a beginner to succeed right off the bat. Now, talking about it in theory is all well and good, but we actually have to put it in practice, or else I would just be, talking all about it, and you guys really want to see it put into action. For those of you who didn't see the video, here's how I'm approaching this challenge. We have a total of $160 to our name for this whole challenge. Well, actually a little bit less and a lot less. Now, there are a few fixed costs when it comes to Shopify dropshipping that you can't get around. Number one being a domain. Now, we're going to be buying the $14 domain via Shopify, as I think that's just a lot easier to set up. Now, probably you could get a cheaper domain off of GoDaddy or other different domain sites, but we're going to be going with Shopify domain, so that's already $14 off the books. Then additionally, we do have to pay for the $29 Shopify plan. That's already $43 automatically deducted from our initial amount of money. Now, usually you would calculate additional maybe $10 to $40 for apps, but since this challenge is going to be fairly quick, we don't need to pay for them as we're still going to be on the free plan. So simple maths, 160 minus $43, that puts us at $117 left. And what are we going to be doing with those $117? That's right, we're putting it all into marketing. But what marketing option will we be using? Now, it doesn't really make sense to use different paid advertising platforms such as Facebook ads, Google ads, or Pinterest, as those are a little bit more cost heavy off the bat, and it takes more money to spend to acquire an initial sale and customers, and there's a higher chance of you not going profitable right off the bat than in comparison to different platforms. The platforms that we're going to be using are Instagram and TikTok. And to be more precise, we're actually going to be using TikTokers that have transferred their social media presence over to Instagram. So that means they're slight micro influencers. They have successfully transferred some followers from their TikTok followers into Instagram followers, and they have at least 10 to 20K followers. That's at least what I'm looking for, and good engagement rates. In this case, TikTokers sometimes have fantastic engagement rates coming in at anywhere between 25 and 40%, which is pretty much unheard of from different influencers that have originated through Instagram. As the TikTokers are just a new fresh breeze of air, and I mean, they're the hot shit right now. Why those? Because they have the best rates and the highest chance of getting our money's worth and potentially a lot more just through relatively cheap shoutouts. So what are we looking for? We're looking for influencers that at least have 10,000 followers on Instagram. TikTok amount of followers isn't really super relevant for us, as we're not predominantly going to be advertising through TikTok, as in my opinion, it is maybe slightly unpredictable how the post will perform, whereas with Instagram, it's relatively consistent, at least with actual influencers. Another criteria we're looking for is cheap rates and also a fantastic engagement rate, at least the very minimum of 20%. And then we'll be sending over the product in return for the shout out. Some people do accept the product alone. Some people will want an additional payment, which is fine as long as we are within our budget. And then we'll just send them the quick bill through PayPal. So hopefully the concept is clear. And now let's talk about the product. In this case, we want to find a product that fills the following criteria. As we are in a little bit of a lower budget, we have to make sure that our product is tailored and fitting to the criteria and to this challenge. So in our case, we have to find a product that is available on Amazon for quick shipping so that the influencers do receive it on time. Beyond that, we also have to find a proven seller, a product that has a decent profit margins in place, has a high perceived value, and the best case scenario, also custom packaging, or at least nice packaging, because it always adds a little bit more to the influencer receiving a product that actually looks like a potential brand, which in our case we can do. And last but not least, it has to fit the younger demographic, as the demographic of TikTokers is slightly younger, so we have to find a product that works with all these criteria. And believe it or not, I found a pretty good one, or at least I think so, hopefully. So obviously there are lots of products that could fall within this criteria, but luckily I think I found the good product, the winning product that we're gonna go with. And it's this one. It's a jade roller, it's a fairly common product, and it's actually a good product. I mean, the reviews for it are pretty decent, and it seems like a legit product with actual benefits, which is huge, obviously. Now, we also got the custom packaging factor, and it's actually cheaper on Amazon, so maybe we'll actually be fulfilling it from there, which is great since we have next day delivery. The site I created for this is fairly simple. Since desktop is completely irrelevant, we're not gonna be even taking a look at desktop since we have to make sure mobile optimization is prioritized. So we're hopping into mobile immediately. So we got free shipping over $50 plus free returns just to hopefully increase the average order value. Since this is only a one product store in this case, we called it Bell Roller, Bell being a synonym for beauty, or I think in a different language, might be wrong. Roller, obviously, since it's a jade roller, take care of your skin. Simple, nice, clean image. Make sure it's all color coordinated and it actually looks like a brand. Now the homepage is fairly simple. Bell Roller, take care of your luscious, beautiful skin with our Bell Roller. Blah, 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 68 reviews. We'll get to the product page in just a second. Essential beauty just rounds off the homepage nicely. We got the guarantees right here and obviously the quick links. Hop into the product description. Fairly simple, fairly detailed. We got all these pictures. Obviously, you have to make sure that it's nice. $39.99. I know it seems like quite a bit, but we're going to be giving the influencers a discount code that their followers can apply automatically, which is going to be roughly at 15%. So that means we're going to be selling it slightly below $35. We got that option of pink and green, and we also got a headline, in our case, a best kept secret of every influencer's beautiful skin. We want to intrigue the youthful audience in our case and to really capture their attention, know your audience, and know how to speak to them. Now, I could be wrong with this one, but hopefully it works well. Then I got a visual component, add a little bit more to the benefits, and if we scroll down, it's a fairly decent product page that has a lot of visual components, also the benefits highlighted, a review that I typed out right here, how to use it, etc., frequently asked questions, and a 30-day money-back guarantee, and ended off with some reviews. So fairly simple. All the components that are necessary are within it, and hopefully it does convert well to our customers. Now comes the fun part. We hop onto TikTok, just scroll through TikTok for hours, hoping to find a few influencers and just really get down and dirty in the DMs. This is gonna take a bit, so cue the time lapse. Roughly 20 to 30 influencers, and now it's just the waiting game. Hopefully one of them does respond. Hopefully we get a few messages back and a few deals that we can secure so that the influencer shoutouts could go live by the end of the week. That'd be great.
2 days later.
Okay, so we are back. We managed to only secure one single deal with an influencer that has 25K. It's been 2 days actually by now, and I mean, the response rate isn't great. There's surely some things that we can improve on there. It's probably because the Instagram is fairly new and it only has a few thousand followers, so it obviously helps if they have like an email linked, or instead of just sliding to the DMs, the response rate is gonna be fairly small. But we only had 2 days time for this. As I am on a relatively time constrained schedule, I have to pack my suitcase in a few hours and have to go back to Hamburg actually, and then afterwards Copenhagen, and then back in Frankfurt. A little bit of travel right now. Maybe the setup isn't ideal, so sorry about that. But let's get right into it. So as I already mentioned, we managed to secure one deal with an influencer with 25,000 followers, which isn't too bad. So we ended up paying $60 additionally for the fee for the shout out and sending them over the product. So that's roughly $75, I think $75.69, which isn't too bad. So that means we actually still have a little bit of budget left, which is great, I guess. But on the other hand, I would have loved to give you another influencer, but sadly I don't have as much time to finish recording this video as I really want to get it out by Sunday for you guys. So that actually worked out fantastically with the budget, as we still have $40 left. So surely, of course, the promo could have been slightly cheaper, or I could have found different influencers to work with, but she had relatively decent engagement rate and she was the only one that did respond and that we did manage to get a deal with. So I'm sure if you put in more time and effort to find these influencers and to contact them, and you're a little bit more patient and not as impatient as I am, I'm sure you could do a better deal, a better offer with them, maybe just for an affiliate commission and not even send them additional payment, or just the product will do. So I'm sure you'll be able to find better ones out there. So I ended up ordering the product a few days ago and she received it by now, and the promo already went live. It's only stories, by the way, and the results are already in. We'll get to that in just a second. So if you are enjoying the video, might as well subscribe, like, and comment down below if you're enjoying it.
all this free valuable content, it'd be a mistake if you wouldn't. But I mean, it's free and I'd be a happy me. So might as well subscribe. Thank you guys. So let's get to it. So we managed to get a total of 9 orders and we sold 10 units. So one person actually bought 2, which is great. And we did charge additional shipping. That's why we increased our average order value slightly with all the products. So that is fantastic. So we managed to get a total of $379.59 in sales, which is fantastic given that we only spent $75.69 for the whole promo, for the whole shout out. I think it's a fairly decent return. Could have been better, yes, but I mean, we're not complaining. So if we talk about profit, that's 10 units. If we actually source them through Amazon, I mean, it's a lot cheaper than AliExpress, not a lot, $2, $3. So that means $15.69 times 10, that's $156.90 for the product cost. Then we obviously have to calculate the $75.69 for the promo. So that means that's a total of $232.59 in expenses. And as we got $379.59 as our total sale amount. Sorry, by the way, for the shadows. It's it's a little bit spontaneous, this one, but I hope you don't mind. So that means all in all, sales minus the expenses, we come out with a whopping $147 and no cents, 147 on the dot. So that's quite sweet. And I'd say that's a pretty decent return given that I only gave myself a few days to set this up and get this out for you guys. 147 is, I think, a very decent return. So that means a few more shout outs and then you could reinvest this money into different paid advertising platforms such as Facebook or Google. Definitely worth a shot. And I'm definitely confident you guys can find a few better deals out there. So the concept works, which is awesome. So that means you guys can start using this concept for yourself. And I mean, gurus are gonna definitely hate me for this because I'm sharing this free way to earn money, and obviously there's a lot more that goes behind it. Your store has to be right, your product has to be right, and I'm sure there's still a lot more things to fine tune. Could have been a lot better results. Micro influencers are definitely undervalued, underappreciated, and are a fantastic way to go if you find a correct one with a fitting product to their demographic. So concept works, start using it if you want, and if you're running on a lower budget. So I'm glad this challenge turned out positively, and I gotta wrap this thing up because I have to start packing my suitcase, as in a few hours I have a flight to catch to Copenhagen. Well, first of all, Hamburg, and then I'm back to Frankfurt as per usual, hammering out the videos for you guys, getting back to the grind, getting back to work. And that's it for me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. I'll see you guys back for the next one. Bye.